this video, I'm going to go over 4 different ways to play over jazz chord progression. The chord progression I'm picking is from the song called Sunny. I'm doing it in the key of A minor. I don't know what key it was originally in, but my chords are A minor 7, C7, F major 7, and E7. So those chords, there's a bunch of different ways that people approach playing over chord changes, through chord changes, around chord changes, with chord changes. The simplest one that I try to show people how to do first is think of what the main sound of that chord progression is, and then play over that main sound. Well, because it goes... Sorry, gotta fix that. That's right. A minor, C7, F major 7, E7, right? So it keeps returning back to that A minor sound. So I'm going to say that's the first sound. So let's say you don't know too much. All you know is your pentatonic scales, major and minor pentatonic, and you're going to try to play some lines along with that. So you just play A minor pentatonic. I have it in a loop for you. Before I do it, I want to show you something that's really interesting about this song for those of you who know it. And the interesting thing is that the melody of the song comes right out of your minor pentatonic scale. It goes on. And then it keeps going, and it adds some more notes in there that aren't out of your minor pentatonic scale, but the main melody is right out of... So before I put on the loop and show you the first way, thank you for watching. If you like this video, like it in the comments. If you have any questions, please let me know. These are basic ideas that I try to show people how to use to improvise over different types of chord progressions. So the first one is find the main sound. That main sound I like to call the tone center. And going from not knowing a whole lot, like maybe even 0, you know, your minor pentatonic scale, you're pretty much going to play that over the chords as they're happening, and then you use your ear to adjust when there's certain chords that are a little bit out of the range of that pentatonic scale, and try to adjust to them. So here's the loop. Here's my first attempt to play the tone center, A minor. You could play the blues scale. Before I keep going, I want to explain a little trick I'm using right now for you. If you know the song, you might have heard it. If you don't know the song, you didn't hear it. What I'm doing right now is I'm sticking pretty much to the notes of the A minor pentatonic scale, but I'm thinking of the melody of the song as it's going on, and I'm using the phrasing of how I hear the lyrics or would sing them to create my rhythm lines along with the scale. I'm going to do it one more time for you. So this is still playing with just the tone center of the song. Okay, way number two is, say you know a little bit more theory, you know a little bit more about chords, how they go together, and keys and stuff like that, and you say to yourself, okay, let me think about these chords a minute. I have an A minor, I have a C7. When you see a seventh chord, it should make a big light go off in your head, because that C7 chord is always going to be number 5 in a particular key. So C7 is 5, C, B, A, G, F. We're in the key of F, F major. So we have an A minor, a C7, and an F major 7 is the third chord. That's the root chord of those three chords. The A minor is F, G, A, B flat, C, D. Oh, sorry, F, G, A. It's the third chord. So this is 3. This is 5. This is 1. And then we have this one, E7. In the key of F, the seventh chord is an E minor 7 flat 5. It's not an E7 chord. I'm sure that there's a lot of people out there that could justify why E7 works in the key of F major, but I'm not going to do that to you today. I'm just going to say, okay, so you figured out the first 3 chords is a 3 to a 5 to a 1, and we're in the key of F. So that means I should be able to play the key of F over those 3 chords, and then when that last chord comes around, E7, we're just going to simply say, that's a different key. Just told you a second ago, E7 means E7 is the 5th chord in the key of A. A, B, C sharp, D, E. E7. So when it goes to that E7 chord, I could think 2 things. I could think the key of A, or I could think of, well, what notes are not in the key of F? I could play those notes, or I could just play the E note simply, the root note. Okay, so this is example number 2. Figure out what key most of the chords are in, and when special chords come up, treat them as a different key. After I got into a little bit, your ear adjusted. But in the beginning, when I hit that one note that was really different than the A minor pentatonic, the B flat, you should have went, ooh, that doesn't sound right. And it didn't sound right, because the last thing you heard was A minor pentatonic. But now you hear a note, a half step away from your A. So I'm going to do it again for you. This is the key of F over the first 3 chords. And then over the E7, I'm just playing the key of A, or I'm not even playing the key of A. I'm playing the notes that I think of as I think of an E7 chord. So here, one more time. Way It's what I remember a lot of the jazz players when I was in school and they were performing. They actually got sort of reprimanded a couple times because the teacher would say, you guys, you know your arpeggios. You got them down. You're playing with every chord, every arpeggio, and it sounds magnificent, except there's no melody, there's no phrasing, there's no feeling. You're literally doing like an arpeggio exercise as your solo. So that brings me to way number 3. Way number 3 is you use arpeggios to make up your lines, or you'll incorporate 1 or 2 arpeggios into your soloing ideas to outline those particular chords. Okay, so arpeggios are a whole big subject in theirself. I'm going to make this a little easy on you for this chord progression. And what we're going to do is just use triads. We're not going to worry about the 7ths, the major 7ths, the flatted thirds. You sort of got to know the 3rds. Anyway, the triad, we're going to play the root, the 3rd, and the 5th. And I have a really simple way I'm going to show you to do it. Simple in the sense that it's the same grip on your guitar. So you ready? Here we go. A minor is A, C, E, and A. That's an A minor arpeggio triad. So if you can make that chord, this is arpeggiating the chord. That we're going to use for our minor chords, the roots here and the roots here. For our C chord or our C7, for our F major 7 or our F, for our E7 or our E, we're going to use the same shape and just move it. So here is the trick. You take A minor, and you move towards the ceiling, E, G, C, E, and that gives you your C chord, or in our case, the C7 chord. We're going to play that, just leaving out the 7th. So A minor, C. Now we're looking for F major 7, happens to be, and then E7 happens to be, I know, almost too good to be true. A minor, C, F, E. So listen to it against the track. 3, 4. Almost too good to be true. Sounds great against it. So now if you mix that, you just say, okay, I'm going to do only one of the arpeggios and mix it in with your riffs. Okay, let's pick one. 1, 2, 3, or 4. We'll do 3. So the 3rd one is F. So I'm going to play out of one of my 2 first ideas and put in just the arpeggio on the F chord. I'll just play A minor and then throw in the F chord. Way number 4, secret weapon from long ago. It took me a long time to find it. I have made quite a few videos about it. It truly is a pentatonic scale trick because it's the same shape on the guitar where you move the root from the fat string to the 5th string, and you keep the same symmetrical shape, move it through 3 octaves each, and it works virtually with any song. I called it the magic box. If you've never seen any of the videos, you should look them up because it's really a pretty interesting technique. I'm going to go over it real quick with you right now. Again, the tone center is A minor, so I'm going to use A minor pentatonic. And all I need to know, I don't even need to know the whole scale. I don't even need to know anything about the guitar other than 2 things. The name of this string and where A is, and the name of this string and where A is. Because then all I do is take my third finger, right here, third finger, put it on A, on the fat string, and I have this little box, G, A, C, D. And what I do with this box is I move it through the octave. So you have to be able to hear or find or know that. And then you take this same third finger and you put it on this note, A, and you play the same box on the same set of strings that you did before. You don't start here, you start on the fat string. Now the notes are D, E, G, A. And you do the same thing. You learn D, E, G, A through 3 octaves. And then here's where it gets really simply crazy. All you have to do is move through the first 3 octaves to the second 3 octaves, and you can go backwards then if you want to, in the same principle. Every time a chord changes, you move your hand. It sounds dumb. You're going to be like, it's not going to sound good. Without barely any embellishments, guitar, pull-offs, hammer-on, slides, passing notes, none of that stuff. Here's the first go around. Sounds pretty cool. Now, you can put in passing notes on any of them, anywhere, any way you want. You can put in bends, you can do anything you want. Hammer-ons. And you get stuff that sounds like this. Thanks for watching. I hope you try one of these 4 ways and learn something from this video. Have a great day. As always, play a lot of guitar. Mm-hmm.